In this video we're going to show you how our gas controller of the Malagutti Oven works. First of all, to turn on the controller there is the main switch underneath here. You turn it on. Now as you can see, the number, but it's not on the controller. To make it start, you have to press the start button. There you go. Now you'll see the burner that start. First thing that I suggest you to do is turn it off and make sure when you first turn on the controller to have the right timing here. You have to put the right timing. So make sure that you have, now is 23.25, you know, it's from 0 up to 24. So make sure to put the actual time, because with this controller you can make the oven start by itself, and then you have the curing program, and it's really important that first of all you change the time. How to change the time? Plus, you see that it's going to change, minus. It's going to flash a little bit and then it's confirmed when you stop. So that's the main thing that you do when you receive the oven with the controller. So most probably we already set it from the factory already in preheating. When you turn it on, you should see a hand there and the writing preheat 30. Means that for 30 hours the oven is working at the lowest flame possible. You can see the inside of the oven. There is a low flame, so that is really important. You have to leave it for 30 hours to work at the lowest flame possible. Doing that, all the humidity inside the stone is going to be released on the floor. You will see the floor that gets wet. Don't worry, it's normal. It's all the humidity inside the stone. So for 30 hours, he has to stay in preheat. You will see that after 1 hour, preheat 29, 28, 27, 20, the countdown until you get to 0. After 30 hours, you can start bringing the oven to really high temperature. It's really important because doing that, you avoid the stone from crack. Because if you bring it up to right temperature right away, the stone might crack. So usually when you get the controller, as I said, is already preset the preheat from the factory. So going back, it's really important that you set the timing, because if you don't set the real time, it will never start the countdown. So set the real time first. Oven has to be off. You play with the time, and then you put the real time, and then you turn on, and you have the hands with the preheat on the left top corner, and you will see the countdown. And you can leave the oven going. Just make sure not to put the door, leave it open. And the oven for 30 hours is in pre-curing mode. Now I'm going to show you sometime he arrived that is not in preheat. I'm going to show you how to put the preheat just in case. So what you do, you turn it off, you hold F1. F1 is allow you to get into the program and to change some features, right? So we hold F1 for 6 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you press it again, and then you see 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. You have to go to 271. Plus, you hold it. When you get to 271, you press F1 again, and you get into the program, right? So with plus and minus, you move around. So the first one is Fahrenheit. If you like it in Fahrenheit, you leave it like that. Otherwise, you press F1, and you see there is Celsius and Fahrenheit. With plus, you go to Celsius, you press F1 again, and now it's set in Celsius. Another thing is the preheating. So you go to preaccensione. This one is in Italian, but preaccensione, and you press, and now see it's ore time 30. So now it's on. If you want to disabilitate the preheating, push the manual, you push it, and now it's off the preheating. So this is just to let you know if you want to turn it on or off the preheating. And then you go F1. To go out from this, you press again start stone button, you're out, you're back to normal. As you can see now we are Celsius. And I show you how to operate the oven now. So the big number is always the real temperature inside the oven. This gas controller can work in automatic and manual. So if I go manual, first I have to turn it on, I'm already manual. When you have just one hand, it means the oven is working manual. So I cannot set the temperature, I can just play with the intensity of the flame. So now it's 0, if I press, you will see, it's rising, and also the flame inside the oven is getting higher. So again, when you're working manual, you can just set the intensity on the flame, low or high. More useful would be to use the auto. Now it's in auto, and the big number is always the real time inside the oven. The small number on the corner is the set point that I want. So now I put set point 331. As you can see, the real temperature is 139, so the oven is pushing really strong to get to 331. You will see that when you reach 331, the flame modulates, it comes down. I'm just going to show you. Changing the set point with plus and minus, now I bring down the set point close to 150. I go down, and you will see the flame will modulate and will automatically go down. I'm getting close to 160 now. That's not the temperature that you want to bake your pizza, but just to make you an example. See? Now it's 159, so it's lower than the set point, is in echo mode. So the flame, when you get closer, now we'll start again. See? Real temperature, set point temperature. Another interesting thing is now you see there is a low flame. Sometimes the product on the bottom is cooked, but the top is still, you need to color more your pizza or your product. Instead of doming the product, picking up and doming, you have the booster. You press the booster, it makes a big flame, and you can control. You can set the timing. Now it's set for 2 minutes and 53 is the countdown. But if you press again, the boost, it brings down the booster. So you press one, it makes a big flame. You color the top of your product. You push it another time, it brings it down. Another thing is the reset. Sometimes, because if you're using a combi oven with wood and gas, sometimes the burner can get stuck and goes in reset. You will see a cross on the flame, and you don't see any more flame. What you have to do, you have to hold the reset for a few seconds, and the burner goes back to normal. So we explained F1, we explained manual, we explained boost, we explained auto, reset, and now there is the timing. If you're using a gas oven, you can also set a countdown, when to make it start in 6 hours, 7 hours. So you always make sure that you leave the set point that you want, okay? Then you go off, and you go, see, there is the clock. So it tells you, okay, I want this one to turn on in 4 hours and 30 minutes. So after 4, you will see the countdown, 4:30, 4:29, 4:28. After 4 hours and 30 minutes, it will start back again by itself at the set point that you shut off the oven. When you're using the auto program to turn on, please make sure always to leave the oven without door. You don't want to close the door when it's in auto. Another important information, you can change the set point off. That is this, you go here, set point off. Now it's 10 Celsius. What does it mean? That if your set point is 320, okay, and your real time inside the oven get to 330, so 10 Celsius degree more, the burner shut off, right? Because you don't want to overheat that set point because you are working with the set point, right? So we can decide to change this setting, right? So when I'm in Celsius, I can go as low, let me go back to set point off, F1, I get inside, I can go 10 Celsius, I can go as low as 5 Celsius. So going back, 320, when it gets to 325, it will shut off instead of 330, okay? Or I can make it higher, right? I can go up to 20 Celsius. So when it overgo the set point of 20 Celsius, the burner will shut off. So as I was saying, set point now is in Fahrenheit. I can change how many Fahrenheit over the set point I want the burner to turn off, right? So F1, and I can go as low as 40 Fahrenheit, 40. So when I have 600 Fahrenheit and you get to 640, the burner will shut off by itself. Or I can go as maximum of 70. So 600, when you get to 670, the burner will shut off. So you can play with this set point too. Okay? It will come preset from the factory, so we suggest to leave it at the setting of the factory, but if you want to play, you can change also the set point off.